Okay, so in our first problem, we will gonna simplify 3 minus j2 times 1 plus j4 over 2 minus j3 times 4 plus j. So we will gonna use a FOIL method. 3 times 1 equals 3. So 3 times j4 equals positive j12. Negative j2 times 1 equals to negative j2. Negative j2 times positive j4 equals negative j squared 8 over 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 times j equals j2. Negative j3 times 4 equals to negative j12. Negative j3 times positive j equals to negative j squared 3. Okay, so as we can see, we have j squared, and this is equivalent to negative 1. Okay, so we add 3 plus j12 minus j2. Negative times negative equals positive 1 times 8 equals positive 8. So 8 plus j2 minus j12. Negative times negative equals positive 1 times 3 equals positive 3. And then we will next step is we will combine real values and imaginary values. So we have 3 plus 8 equals to 11 plus j12 minus j2 equals to j10, and 8 plus 3 equals to 11. j2 minus j12 equals to negative j10. And then next step is we will solve the quotient of 11 plus j10 over 11 minus j10. So first we do copy the fraction plus j10, 11 minus j10, and multiplied, and we will gonna be multiplied by its conjugate of the denominator. So we have 11 plus j10, 11 plus j10. So 11 times 11 equals to 121. And 11 times j10 equals to positive plus J110. J10 times 11 equals positive J110, and J10 times J10 equals to positive J squared 100 over 11 times 11 equals 121, and 11 times J10 equals to positive J110 110, and negative J10 times 11 equals to negative J110. And negative J10 times positive J10 equals to negative J squared 110. And this is equals to 0. So we had 121 plus J110 plus J110, and this is equivalent to negative 1, negative 1. Positive times negative 1 equals negative times 100 equals negative 100. 121 plus negative times negative equals positive times 110 equals positive 110. Okay, so we will combine the real values and imaginary values. 121 minus 100 equals 21 plus J110 plus J110 equals to J220. The end 121 plus 110 equals to 221. We will gonna simplify it. Was 21 over 221 plus J220 over 221, and this is our final answer. So in our second problem, we will gonna be simplify J raised to 561st power minus J to the 174th power. So J 560 times J minus J 172 times J squared. So as you can see, in J raised to 561, I separated 560 and 1 because 560 is the highest multiple of 4 under 561. 61, just like also in J raised to 174, I separated also 172 and 2 because 172 is the highest multiple of 4 under 174. And now J raised to the 560 power is simply J to the 4th to the fourth raised to 500 raised to 140 times j the first minus j 172 is simply j to the fourth times or raised to the 43rd power times j squared. Okay, so j to the fourth is 1. This also is 1, and 1 raised to 140 times j1 minus 1 raised to 43rd times j2. 1 times 1 raised to 140 is 1 times j1 minus 1 raised to 43rd is 1 times j2. So 1 times j1 equals j minus 1 times j squared. J squared is j squared. So j squared is equals to -1. So we have an answer of j plus 1. So in our third problem, we must find the real values of x and y in the equation 2x plus j4y minus 3 equals j3x minus y minus j10. So first step, we will gonna get the real values. So we will separate the real values and imaginary values. So in real values, we had 2x minus 3 equals negative y. So since it is negative y, we will turn it into positive. So y equals negative 2x plus 3. So in imaginary values, we had j4y equals j3x minus j10. So j4, since our y is equivalent to negative 2x plus 3 equals j3x minus j10. So j4 times negative 2x equals to negative j8x. j4 times 3 equals positive j12 equals j3x minus j10. The next step is we will combine like terms. So we had j12 plus j10 equals j3x plus j8x. j12 plus j10 equals to j22 equals j3x plus j8x is j11x. We will divide both sides into j11 so that we can cancel out this. So j22 22 over J11 equals to X, and J22 divided by J11 equals to 2. So 2 equals X, or X equals 2. And since our Y is equivalent to negative 2X plus 3, we will gonna substitute our X into, since the value of our X is 2, this is gonna be multiplied by 2 plus 3. So our Y equals to plus 3. Oh, sorry, this is plus 3. So negative 2 times 2 equals to negative 4 plus 3. So our Y is equals to negative 1. This is our final answer. In our fourth problem, we must find and plot the two square roots of negative 11 minus J60. First, we must convert negative 11 minus J60 into polar form. And in our calculator, R is equal to 61, and theta is equal to 79.61 degrees. To solve principal root, RK is equal to 0, and principal root is denoted by C sub 1, and its formula is R angle theta plus 360 times K, and all this is raised to 1/2. And R is equal to 61, and our angle theta is equal to 79.61 degrees plus 360 times 0 is 0, raised to 1/2. And the square root of 61 is equal to 7.81, and angle 79.61 degrees divided by 2, this is equal to 7.81, angle of 39.81 degrees. And our second root, where our K is equal to 1. Our R is 61, angle of 79.61 degrees plus 360 times 1, because our K is 1, raised to 1/2. Square root of 61 is 7.81, and 79.61 degrees plus 360 degrees times 1 is equal to 439.61 degrees over 2, and equal to 7.81, angle of 219.81 degrees. So in order to plot this is equal to 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees is equal to 270 degrees. So our principal root is equal to of 39.81 degrees. And our second root is equal to 219.81 degrees. And this is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so that's our answer. Okay, so in our last problem, we must find and sketch the fourth root of negative 4 square root of 3 plus j4. First, we must convert negative 4 square root of 3 plus j4 into polar form. In our calculator, our r is equal to 8 and our data is equal to negative 30 degrees. So first we must solve the principal root, which rk is equal to 0. R is equal to 8 plus angle theta is no. So our angle theta is negative 30 degrees plus 360 since our k0 times 0. This is raised to 1/4. So the fourth root of 8 is equal to 1.68. And negative 30 degrees plus 360 degrees times 0 divided by 4 is equal to negative 7.5 degrees. So in second root, rk is equal to 1. And our r is 8. Angle of negative 30 degrees plus 360 since rk is equal to 1 times 1. Alright, it's 2 1/4. Fourth root of 8 is 1.68. And negative 30 degrees plus 360 degrees divided by 4 is equal to 82.5 degrees. Solving third root, rk is equal to 2. Our r is 8. Angle of negative 30 plus 360 degrees. Since our k is 2 times 2. And fourth root of 8 is 1.68. And negative 30 plus 360 degrees times 2 divided by 4 is equal to 172.5 degrees. Fourth root, rk is equal to 3. our R is 8. Angle of negative 30 degrees plus 360 degrees times 3 because RK is equal to 3 raised to 1/4. Fourth root of 8 is 1.68. And negative 30 degrees plus 360 degrees times 3 divided by 4 is equal to 262.5 degrees. So we will gonna sketch it. This is 0 degrees. This is 90 degrees. This is 180 degrees. This is 270 degrees. Our principal root, we had 7.5 degrees. Our second root, we had 82.5 degrees. And our third root is we had 172 degrees. .5 degrees. And our fourth root is 262 degrees, 62.5 degrees. Okay, so that's all our answer.